Hey guys, it's Miss Trillo here. Today we are going to learn how to thread a bobbin for our Brother sewing machine. First thing you want to make sure to do is make sure your sewing machine is on. So turn it on the right hand side of the machine and you'll see the light come on in the main sewing area. So this is a bobbin right here. You want to make sure to use an empty one and you want to make sure that it's plastic and not metal. You also want to have a nice fresh spool of thread and a pair of scissors nearby. So I would suggest the first thing you do is trim the edge of your thread so that you have a nice, fresh, clean cut. You're then going to look at your bobbin. Notice that there are teeny tiny holes in the top sides. What we need to do is thread a piece of thread from the underside of that tiny hole and make it come up through the top. So for ease, we're gonna go ahead and set our thread down on our machine. And we're going to poke this thread up from the middle part of our bobbin up to the top so that it looks like this. All right, so that's what we want. So it needs to be coming out the top from that little hole underneath. We're gonna then set our bobbin right here on this little bobbin loader. All right, and push that over to the side. Next, you can pick this thread back up and kind of unwind a little bit. Okay, set it back down. All right, so now we have to do what's called threading the machine, but we're threading it just for loading the bobbin. We've got to fill this bobbin up with thread, and to do that, we've got to make sure our machine is ready. So you're going to follow the dotted directions, the dotted diagram on the top of your machine. So that means your thread is going to come back behind this metal little L shape, and you're going to tuck it in, and then you're going to bring your thread in front of the circle, loop it around, and then bring it back over. And now you can kind of pull this thread taut, all right? So again, our thread is coming across. It's going back behind that L, in front of the circle, back around and over. I'm gonna show you from a different angle just to make sure that you see it. So thread is coming down. We went behind this little L. It comes in front of the circle, behind the circle, and then all the way back, okay? And you wanna make sure that the bobbin loader is pushed to the right, okay? It needs to be in this position. We just follow these dashed lines that are on top of the machine. So now what we need to do is actually hit the pedal with our foot, which is down here, to make the machine run and load up the bobbin. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure everything's lined up and set here. I'm gonna hold this piece out to the side, and I'm going to rest my foot on the pedal underneath on the floor and slowly press it down. My bobbin is going to start spinning, and you can see that thread is starting to load onto the bobbin. Once you get comfortable, you can press it down harder and it's gonna go faster. Again, hold that thread off to the side, or just like how I let it go, it might come down and get tangled. If that happens, you just need to unravel it, pull it back out, and maybe go ahead and trim it so it doesn't get tangled. I do a few more seconds, and then you're good to go. So now, to take your bobbin off, you wanna make sure to slide it across, pick up the bobbin, and you're actually going to bring it around to the side of the machine where there is a handy dandy thread cutter. So you're gonna pull your thread down across and it's cut. Now you have a loaded, threaded bobbin. Now before you stop, you wanna make sure to pull the thread out so that no one gets confused and starts sewing with the machine threaded for the bobbin loading, because you thread the machine differently if you're gonna start sewing. So make sure to never leave the machine threaded just so that other students don't get confused. Thanks so much. I hope this helped.